You played mother figures in so many beloved Malaysian
Yeah, I want to play young teenager. Nobody will give me that role.
because you are already a mentor.
I keep on telling people I'm not a cikgu. I don't teach.
Even though everybody calls you cikgu.
I know, I know.
A film of yours that you wish more people had paid attention to.
Ayo, yes sir. Maybe Tiger Strike. How many times can you play an angry woman? So it's like, let's try and do something different. I like to have the sessions when we discuss the role and okay, the script is like this. This is what the character is supposed to do, what the character is supposed to feel. But how do you feel? Really, no shortcuts lah.
So important
Really,
to hear.
it's so really because right now is the time of shortcuts. So everything is like instant, kan.
Welcome back to another episode of Life Confessions. And this next guest who joins me today is someone that has a place in my heart. She is known as a person who has worn many hats in her life. She is Fatimah Abu Bakar. She is an actress. She is also an acting coach. You're also so many more things than that. Affectionately known as Cikgu Fati. I call you Auntie Fati. And I'm going to find it very difficult to not call you that. So I'm going to continue to call you Auntie Fati. Thank you for joining us here today.
Thank you for having me, Terry.
Also, you are the person who birthed my co-host on The Light Breakfast.
Yeah, who is she? What's her name? Huh?
Sharifah Aliyah. You know, when she found out that I was going to be speaking to you today, she's like, will I be here too? I said, yes, it's early enough. You need to be here too.
Yeah, I think it's somewhere out there, running around. Yeah.
You've had so many parts of your life. You've been an editor at a leading English newspaper.
Yep.
Right? You were also on AF, Academy Fantasia,
Yeah.
Cikgu Fati, right? Actress. When you think about all your achievements, what goes through your mind? What do you think of first when you think about, wow, this is what I have done? And you're still going, yeah.
I don't know whether they're achievements, but those were the things that I just did lah. You know, and also because I enjoyed, because I loved doing them. Yeah, like the journalism bit was because from young, I think it's linked, the journalism and the acting, coaching. It's all about storytelling. Yeah. So even as a journalist, it was all about people and writing. And what do you write about? You write about people, you write about issues, you write about events. And it's the same thing also when, so it was like, you know.
So there's a through line.
There's a line and there was really nothing like, oh, I'm going to stop doing this and do something new. No. It was nice flow.
Right.
You know, yeah.
Let's go back to little Auntie Fati. When you were a kid, right? What is one memory from your childhood, small or big, that still shapes the way you love, teach, or understand people today? Like you say, you love storytelling, right?
Yeah, I think I got that from my dad. My arwah father, Abu Bakar, Muhammad Noor, he would tell us very silly stories that he made up. He would make up all the stories and I would look forward to that for kita punya bedtime stories.
Right.
Yeah. I don't really remember what it was, but I remember being fascinated and just waiting for him to tell the stories. And it would be like, I just remember that they were really silly. They would make no sense at all. But we would, my brothers and I, would be so like, you know, like entranced and like
How many siblings do you have?
waiting. I've got 2 younger brothers.
Right.
Yeah. So I think it was from my dad.
Yeah.
Yeah. And of course, he was also involved in their punya, you know, when he was working, they would also have their little dinner nights and all that. And then and they would have their little sketches and he would perform.
Right.
Also, he would bring us to the cinema. Yeah. So when we were like little, he would bring us to, I still remember watching Disney's, I don't remember the title, was it Lobo or whatever, movies like that. You know, a lot of Disney's and a lot of many animal stories.
You've also got a great love of reading.
Yeah, I think that's why I'm like, I started wearing glasses very much younger when I was very young, because I would like read under the blanket with a torch. My mother would say,
Pass your
"Tidok,
bedtime, is it?"
tidok, go and sleep." Then so I suppose that. So very bad light.
Right.
I would like read, and I would read anything. I remember. Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know, but that's why now, like, I feel that I'm not reading as much as I read that I used to read before lah.
Maybe you read
So I
everything that you
don't
needed to already.
No lah, so many things.
Because now then you went on to writing instead.
Yeah. I know.
You know, you've guided countless actors. We know that because
Okay,
you are. That's why you're known as Cikgu Fatih as well. Because
I know.
you're an acting coach, even on Academy Fantasia, right? But who guided you, Auntie Fatih? Was there like a mentor, a teacher, or even a stranger who changed your path?
Stranger, so exciting, so romantic,
Someone you
but
bumped
not
into.
so lucky. But yeah, my mentors were Shohaimi Baba,
Amazing director.
the late Mustafa Noor, the late Maznah Nordin, the late Christian Jade. Oh my God, I'm losing them. They're so precious, beautiful, so gifted, so dedicated people who I remember when I first came to KL from Penang as a student. And it was Shohaimi Baba and Mustafa Noor who introduced me to the theatre scene. Yeah, at that time there was already a change because before their time it was all English language theatre, and the theatre clubs were run by expats.
Right.
So then it took this young, I think, university graduates when they came out, when they graduated. So they took over this club. There was a coup d'etat kind of thing. So they took over. So they were now on the committee members. They were the committee members here. Yeah. So they started Malay language theatre. Yeah, and also local plays. Yeah. So these were the people who, I remember them bringing me to, when I first did my first play with them, it was Tun Kudu. Fresh from Penang, oblivious to the way, so this is how they live, this is how they talk, this is how they work. They would go, and every night after rehearsals, we would go to this place. There was this place near Bangkok Bank in KL, where there were like stalls, like the mama kind of stalls, mama terry kind of stalls, and they would be there until like 4 a.m. And here's this, I was that time, I think 19, and like not used to the time. I would be very sleepy, but fascinated with the way they would talk, with the way they worked. So so very, very grateful. So when Shohaimi later on from theatre, she went into film and television. Right. So she pulled in all her theatre kids lah. Right. So so they were my mentors. Wow. They were my sisters and my brothers. Yeah, I love them.
And you went from being mentored to being a mentor because
also thanks to Shohaimi Baba, because she went excuse me, I started off acting with her, and then she said, help me coach, because Shohaimi is one person who, those days not many directors would give time or budget for rehearsals, but Shohaimi did. So we would have like about 1 month. So she said, help me coach. So I started from there. So she gave me the confidence to actually like, okay, first we'll do it with her. Then after that, okay, you can do it on your own already. Right.
Yeah. Was this even before you started acting yourself?
No, already acting. I was already acting with her. Yeah. Right. So then after a while, she said, okay, why don't you help me also, coach the actors? Right. Yeah. So really, really. And what was interesting was, I think one of the reasons I think she asked me is also because we did those exercises and all that when we were doing our theatre productions. Yeah. So it was basically those theatre exercises that I use till today. Yeah.
What's the difference between being a performer yourself and then also then nurturing other performers around you?
Okay, that's very interesting. I keep on telling people I'm not a cikgu. I don't teach.
Even though everybody calls you cikgu.
I know. But I tell them that what I'm doing right now with you, like, if, let's say, for example, if you've come for a class, is what I went through. And so basically what I'm doing is I'm sharing with you. Yeah. How I find my characters, how I feel for my characters, how I fill in. Yeah. So, and the exercises will be exercises that I've learned from all my mentors. This is what my sessions will be like.
Right.
I would like to do more of that, but right now, the sessions that I have are with actors who need to prepare themselves for a particular role, for a specific role.
Oh, got it.
So because of that, we will, apart from very basic general exercises, we jump straight into what's the character all about,
So
what's the story all about. The script is already there.
Right.
Yeah, so if they need that kind of a session, those kind of sessions, I will need them to give me the scripts much earlier, at least 4 or 5 days, at least. Because some of them are dealing with series. So series means you're talking about, let's say, at least 30 episodes, at the least 8 episodes to 30 episodes. So you imagine all the scripts. And I need to read them to find out, okay, what is this character all about? So during the sessions is when I will try and get them to think differently.
Right.
Yeah, because at series, sometimes the characters will be like similar to the ones that they've done earlier on.
Right.
Or characters that people have already done. I mean, you can't run away from it, kan? How many times can you play an angry woman? How many times can you play a jilted man or whatever lah, berapa kali?
A gangster.
So it's, a gangster kind of thing. So it's like, let's try and do something different. So the sessions will be lots of discussion, actually, Terry. Lots of discussion, and then the improvs and the exercises.
You're so passionate about what you do. It's so obvious that you're a person who loves her craft, right? And
are you saying I'm a drama queen?
In the best
I'm
possible way.
Yeah,
in the best possible way. When did acting, right, stop just being a profession for you and become...
I know. Terry, I don't think it's ever been a profession. I don't think so. Okay, just to let you know, it's only quite recently that I have a wonderful person who's helping to manage me, meaning manage my time, help me with all the things lah, the contracts and the negotiations and all that.
Right.
Only very recently. All this while, I've been doing on my own. And when I finally met this person who is managing me, he calls me Mama. I said, Mama, what have you been charging? So when I told him, he went, Mama,
oh,
what are you doing? He says, that's too little. Because I told him I've never thought of like whatever I'm doing, like coaching or even acting. It's not a profession. It's just something that I enjoy doing.
But you do it so well. You should. You undervalued your worth.
That's what he told me. That's why. So he scolded me lah for like dia marah and all that. But yeah, when you say profession, yes, it is. It is a profession, and I'm very proud. Of the profession. But like you said lah, for me, because I see that as something that I've always wanted to do and that I enjoy doing, although it's getting a little bit harder now in old age. You get tired easily.
I don't.
Yeah, but
I don't understand what you mean.
Oh no! You tire. You get tired. Easier.
No way.
So yes, thank you very much. Okay, belanja you. Okay, so
was there a moment, Latifati, where you like during your amazing career that shifted your relationship with acting? Like was there a moment that something happened, or a role that you took, or a conversation where you had with someone that made you rethink your relationship?
There was a time when I don't know, maybe because there were certain factors in my life that I kind of took a break. Yeah, so I was not acting, I was not coaching, I didn't do much in the creative, the creative work tak. I think that was a time when I just needed a break lah, without realizing that I was tired, and
so this moment for you
there
was a
was
quiet moment.
It was a quiet moment. It lasted a few years at least, where I said, I don't know, it was a period where I didn't feel like I wanted to go out even, yeah.
And when you came out on the other side of this period, what changed?
I think it was like realizing, okay lah, enough. Yeah, enough downtime.
Yeah.
Go out,
Wow.
Yeah. Funny, yeah?
Yeah, that's interesting.
I never thought of that.
For a lot of people, that a moment is when they have a conversation with someone or something pivotal happens. For you, it was just taking that time away to just be with yourself.
Yeah.
And you had kids already at this point.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
because we know your kids.
Family, yes. And also kids, I was family. I think one of the main reasons was also family. I think also I felt that I was not doing enough for family, for my children. They were growing up. That was also, I think, the time when I berhijab. Yeah. So there was something happened. Also, it's like, actually, okay. One of my girls was not too well. Pani she was, how to say it? Not sickly lah, but she was very prone to asthma when she was much younger. And so, and there were several times when we thought we would lose her. It was that bad.
Right.
Yeah, so I think that plus various other things was, combination of different things. And then I decided to also pakai my hijab. And I decided, okay, I think for now, let's just be quiet for a while.
Wow.
Just stay home, stay home.
That's an amazing thing to share, because many people don't give this to themselves.
I've not spoken about this actually for a long. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually.
And being vulnerable is another aspect of being an amazing actress as well. To be able to feel that and then convey that, right? Is that something that many people find challenges with? Do you believe vulnerability can actually be taught to someone?
Ayo. I don't think so. I think we already, all of us, are vulnerable to a certain degree. It depends on how you manage it. Some people are a little bit more vulnerable and they show it. Some people are but they don't. They know how to handle that.
Right.
But I think we are all very, very vulnerable people.
To connect with that is not so easy.
Yeah.
And as a teacher yourself, a person who guides other actors, what do you think is the most common emotional or psychological block that you see in new actors? And what does that block reveal about the person underneath? What do you see with these new talents?
Psychological block, meaning...
To become a better actor, is there something that's mental or psychological that stops a person from being a better actor or artist?
It would also depend on if they are inexperienced. The newer ones will be a little bit more afraid to open up.
Interesting.
Yeah. The more experienced ones are more gung-ho. But then again, with this feeling, okay, let's go, let's do things, let's think out of the box, let's do something different. There will always be that little bit in different people, as to how much do I need to bare my soul and share with other people for me to achieve this. But I want to play this role, I want to do it the best. But to do that, I would have to reveal who I am. Many people are not ready to do that.
To bear their person.
Yeah, because we're always very guarded, kan? Yeah, so that would be one main thing.
Right.
To how to work around that guardedness.
Right.
How to work around to being brave enough to really, how to say it, to really expose your vulnerabilities, expose, who you are, It's not easy. And I do understand, especially when they are new, when certain exercises that I do and they can't seem to like get there, either because maybe they didn't understand me or what, I don't know, or they are not ready, or maybe they don't trust me enough to want to, okay, now, I want to do this, I want to bare my soul. It's different from, I have young people who are like very easy, emotion-wise, like want to menangis, to cry, very easy, at the drop of a hat, they can cry. Sometimes it's difficult for me to cry, it's like, okay, I need time, I need, to like the characters I play, I need time to get in the mood. But there's some of them that's so easy to cry. But that does not mean that you understand.
All right. Just because you can cry doesn't mean you're feeling.
Precisely. So sometimes, So it's like senang to cry, but why are you crying?
It's interesting because younger people now put so much of their lives generally online. That means they expose so much of what they do. But at the same time, that doesn't mean that they're connecting with themselves.
Yes, Actually, that's so true, because it's like, oh, this is how, because with social media and all that, it's okay, this is how we are supposed to be, this is how we're supposed to feel, this is supposed to be, because it's all out there. It's all like, camera.
Yeah.
Then when you go home and you're all alone, then you think back and like, what did I just do? What did I just say? Did I mean what I said?
Right.
It's like, actually, no. So that is a thing which I like to have the sessions when we discuss the role and okay, the script is like this. This is what the character is supposed to do, what the character is supposed to feel. But how do you feel? What do you feel? Like, for example, if you're playing a character, and let's say you've just lost the person you love the most. Yeah. So, okay lah, cry lah. Cry. Why? Because the script says, oh, at this part she cries. Or he cries, But very few actors will say, can I not cry?
Right.
At this point. Because sometimes grief is so, we grieve differently.
Yeah.
So grief, for some people, can be so hard that you cannot cry.
Right. Wow.
So that is another way of dealing as a person and also as an actor. So you choose
to figure out
the character. Yeah.
This is why people come to you, isn't it? This is. I feel like I'm getting a masterclass now.
I don't know, but this is the things that I enjoy. And Terry, with every session, I learn a lot also from experienced actors, the up and coming ones. I learn a lot because I like watching and I like sharing with them. Yeah.
People call you Cikgu.
Amazing.
I call you Auntie. You've played mother figures in so many beloved Malaysian films.
I want to play young teenager. Nobody will give me that role.
Because you are already a mentor already. They're like, no, your vibe is that you're a person who is there to guide, apparently, right? Is there one role that reflected something from your own life, like when you played it and you thought that this feels you, right? Maybe a fear or a truth or a version of yourself that you got to be on screen?
Not any particular role, I think. But I think with every role, I mean, every time I play a mother, there will be, of course, this is also for everyone. You use whatever experience that you have. Like you're talking about fears and
there's always a little something.
There will be. Right. There was one role, not in a film, it was in a series called Noor, where I played the mother of a young ustaz who he was sent to study abroad. He came back, nice young ustaz, graduated from top universities, Islamic universities and all that. And then he falls in love with a prostitute. And he wants to marry the prostitute. So my character is somebody who, of course, will not would definitely very much against.
The character would be,
character, yeah. So, and I found her like, why is she so nasty? Why is she so like macam, so class conscious? I mean, the girl is so nice. She was a prostitute. She's not a prostitute anymore. So what's wrong with her? So I asked the director, why is she like this? Why is she so jahat? Why is she? And then he said, think about you as a mother. And then I thought, as a mother, you would definitely not want that for your child, no matter how broad-minded you want to be. Yeah, that kind of thing. So Terry, I was thinking, if it really happened to one of my children, I could be like this woman.
Struggle. It would be a struggle.
It will be such a struggle because she's not a nasty woman, and that was also why I loved playing her. She's very complex. So she
right, because you have to rationalize for the character
precisely
why her actions are the way they are.
Yeah. Yes. Right. And I can understand that on a human level as a mother. I can understand. So even for me to play her, I will understand because as a person, she's okay with the son marrying the prostitute.
But
as a person, she likes that woman, that girl is very nice, she's by. But as a mother, she's thinking about, my God, my grandchildren will be coming from a line of prostitutes.
Right.
It's
something that will play in the... It's a truth that plays in the back of people's minds as well.
Yeah,
and
all
sometimes
that.
You have to... It's why we have our inner thoughts and then why it affects the way we behave.
Yeah.
Even though we can rationalize for ourselves that I wouldn't do this.
Yeah.
But to know why someone would.
Yeah. And it's like you try not to be, pardon?
Nor, is that the name of the...
And you are, Nor. So it's, and also various other roles as a mother also. I would try and find out how would I react as Fatimah Abu Bakar. But then, but there are some roles where you try and like, no, that's, you have to look for something else that is not what I've already, experienced or gone through.
You actually said that acting begins with observation.
One of the.
Okay, what does that mean?
Observation is a very important tool that every actor must have. Yeah.
And actually, do you think many actors don't?
Yeah, for now. I think because they don't know that is very important. They also don't know that they're already doing it. Okay? So all of us are already doing it. We are observing without like that, okay, today I'm going to go out, I'm going to observe and do this. No, but subconsciously we are doing that all the time. So that is why sometimes you realize, I sound like so-and-so. The way I say this sounded like... Why? Because you've been observing subconsciously and, you're sort of, so it's effective. It's absorbing. Yeah, you're absorbing. But yes, it's so very important to observe. I remember when I was in my teens in Penang Road, I used to have this very... She's
it's one more reason that I love you because you're from Penang, from the same hometown. Straight away, like 10 points.
Penang lang, yeah. So I remember there was one how does it? An activity that this friend of mine and I would do. We were then, I think, in Form 2, Form 3 or something like that. Yeah. No money, so not much money, but want to go out to town. So we go down, save. Go down to town and sit down at Chaurasta Market. Now it's a very small place. Last time it was like huge. Last time it was the place to be. We would buy our what we call it 30 cents lunch, which was a burger. That time 30 cents, okay. Now we try and buy anything for 30 cents, you know. So we would sit down at the bus stand. And just watch. You know what we would do? We were people waiting for going up and down the bus. So my late friend Frida and I will like try and guess what they did for a living.
What?
And at that time, it never occurred to me like, later on I want to be an actor. But tak ada. Which is something busybody, broke, and a bored, 13, 14-year-olds sitting down there and like, okay, this one, probably a teacher. Why? Because we will have all our kita punya reasons for it lah. But yeah.
So even then, your obsession with stories, whether it was something that was being told to you or something you were creating in your mind, you were preparing yourself for the life that you that you led.
Never knew I was preparing lah, but it, it came in handy lah.
You were self-training without even knowing because you're curious.
And as a child, I had imaginary friends, Terry. Imagine, so even like that's why Leah and my friends, and they all live in the cupboard.
Oh,
Scary.
You're scaring me a little bit.
But it's not scary. It was like that because my younger brother is like 3 years younger.
Okay.
So for a while I was like, I know 2-3 years, and then he was so small when I was like 5, 6, 7. He was too young, So. Not fun lah to play so I had to create my own and then my parents were very protective. They didn't allow me to go out and play with the neighborhood kids every evening, so I would like there and I would look out the balcony and see them playing. So I will have my friends are you there? Okay, so what shall we do today? Just go on.
Must have been a very big closet.
Oh, gila, so crazy, and then my children, Leah had imaginary friends,
right?
Amani had imaginary friends, so crazy.
Actually, that's another interesting aspect because you're a mom of 4 amazingly talented women.
Kayla.
And of course, you and your husband have raised them to be these like spitfires.
Yes, I don't know.
Do you approach the way that you teach the artists in your life and your kids themselves? They are, I call them kids, but of course they're grown women.
I know, but they'll be kids lah always for me.
How did that affect yours? Do you approach their learning the same way that you did, like the guidance you gave to artists as well, because they have become artists themselves? Are you harder on your children?
Yeah, oh yes and no lah. Yes and no. I want to be hard so that I can be truthful and honest with them. But I also don't want to be too hard that they will be discouraged.
Right.
I always remember many of them saying that if they have like their premieres or whatever, that the person they're so scared of, the feedback that they like very nervous about will be from me. And I was thinking like, why? Because I'm always, I always feel that I'm very encouraging. I won't like say, oh, you've done this very badly, whatever. I've never said that. And I try not to do that to even my students.
Right.
I try not to demoralize anyone because it's just so easy to be, because everyone is so sensitive, and everybody has put in so much work, and they always feel that, okay, this is something that I've done very well and I've done my best. And for somebody to just come and say, my God, that sucks. That's terrible.
Wow, but that's
that's
also
really
another
terrible.
reflection of your guidance, because they value your opinion not out of fear, but because they want to do well for you.
I hope. Well, maybe not for me lah, because I always tell them that go be brilliant and be and do very well, and of course yes, make me proud of you. I hope that's not putting pressure on them, but
it seems to have worked. Whatever, because they value you as a person and as a mom, but also as an artist yourself, as an actress yourself.
So.
Yeah. If you could, leave every young actor with one truth about this craft, just one truth that they should know, what would it be? What would have helped you? Like you want to tell them so that they're ready or better prepared.
To just, what will I leave? What will I remind them to do? To really, really be brave, to work very hard. Really no shortcuts lah.
So important
really,
to hear.
So really, because right now is the time of shortcuts. Everything is like instant, kan? And even the work that I do with the actors who come to me, I always feel even that already is kind of like a shortcut, because they don't have many days, all right, to spend with me. So like 2-3 days, sometimes one. That's not enough. That's
how do you tell them that they need to put so much more effort?
They need, really lots more effort. I suppose it's also because of my theatre punya background. like you practice for months and then you perform, So this is like, okay, let's have rehearsal for like 3 days and then you shoot. Or like, it's gila. To me, you never. Also maybe because I am never easily satisfied. It's always something that, it's every time when we do something, I always think like, okay, maybe there's another way of doing this. There's always, different ways of doing it.
You're also hard on yourself.
Very much so.
Wow.
So that's why it's very difficult for me to watch myself.
Yeah.
It's like.
I have to say, as we all age, right? As all of us get older, it's so easy to become jaded and to like get grumpy about the world around us. But I feel it happening to me.
Yeah.
But you don't have this. You're this person who's yeah.
Can you? I do feel at times when I feel like I am fighting against, to fight. Okay, don't be jaded. Don't be upset. Don't be disillusioned. Fight.
Self-aware.
Terry must fight all the time.
Right.
Definitely. Yeah.
Okay, I will need you to speak separately later, privately. We will talk about how I shall learn your weapons in fighting this internal fight.
Oh my God, terrible, really.
We've come to the rapid fire question part of today. So this is where we ask you a question, and whatever comes to mind is what counts for today. That means your answer can change on another day.
You mean I get to come back here and change? No.
If you're coming back on the show, she's going to be like, this time it's going to be you and Uncle or Abang. I was going to say Uncle Rashid, your husband. I'd be told to say Abang.
I know. Yeah, he likes to be called bro.
Okay, rapid fire question number 1. What's the first thing you notice about a person when you meet them for the first time?
Oh, the way he or she approaches me, the way he greets anyone actually. Yeah. Your body language lah.
Nice.
It's your body language, yeah.
So important, right? Not just what they say, but how they be. Like, it's in the body language.
What and how.
Right.
What and how they say, yeah.
Right.
I think because maybe it's like the mother, the besar dah, it's like, okay, go and then salam, and so it's like, okay, how you, Basically, it's just how you greet anyone for the first time.
Right. A film of yours that you wish more people had paid attention to?
Yes, sir. Maybe Tiger Stripes.
Oh, I love that.
It was shown, but it didn't last very long. I wish people would go and watch it because it's such a brave, feisty, quirky little film.
And you're the headmistress.
Yeah. Not because I was in it, but also because, it shows this is Amanda Yu punya take on
Weird tigers.
The psyche of women, of young women, and of course the transformation, the spirit of young women,
And turning it was like a coming of age movie.
Right. About this young girl. It's basically how she has a period and then things are happening to her body. She doesn't understand, and of course being Amanda, she goes another level and she brings in a little bit of supernatural and the mystical and all that lah. But yeah, the performers are just so wonderful. They're all first-timers, first-time actors. Zafreen Zairizal, who played the
movie.
Amazing, and she's an amazing performer because she also has silat. She's trained in silat, and very very clever. And very very hardworking, very dedicated, so talented.
It's on Netflix. Actually, go watch it on Netflix.
Yeah, please watch it. Yeah. I wish people will
that's
give
one
them more
Tiger
chance. Yeah,
Stripes,
one of
sure.
the many ones. Yeah.
Which character stayed with you for a long time after filming Wrapped? Which character that you played still was a part of you even though you finished?
Wow. Well, maybe the one I mentioned, Noor, was one. There's another one which is not film, but it's a theatre play. It's an adaptation of The Glass Menagerie, Perhiasan Kaca, where I played the daughter who is handicapped and who lives in her glass, her world, her very, how to say it, her world of glass miniature toys. and but it's such an emotional character,
Right.
and because I had worked so hard to become her, Laura,
Yeah.
I had worked so hard to become her that after we, as I said, theatre, you rehearse for more than a month.
Yeah.
So that character stayed with me for quite some time. So I felt that I was Laura and the world was not kind to me, and for a bit,
So
bit scary lah.
she lived in you and you lived in her for
Very much, yeah.
past the
Yes,
the
and my
performance.
fascination for those glass
Figurines.
animals.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's a film that you can rewatch endlessly?
You were so many lah.
I gotta
Okay,
pick one.
one of the local ones I must admit is Mualaf by the late Yasmin Ahmad.
Right.
That one, yeah. Every time I watch it, I find something new there. And it's again another very brave movie about two sisters running away from the abusive father, and about them finding God, but not in a very, it's not like the didactic or judgmental kind of way, but it is their way of finding themselves.
Right.
Just to be free, just to be young women.
Right.
And to be independent.
And you can watch it over and over again.
I can watch that. One of many, like one of the other one which I would love to watch, but it's so difficult to get. I think I've watched it like twice. Is Autumn Sonata. Beautiful movie. You must watch. Dead Poet Society.
The Post Society.
Also, yeah. And then any of the P. Ramlee movies. My God.
See, I knew this was going to happen. When we said one movie, there was no way you were just going to say one.
No, crazy, huh? Yeah. That would, hey, when you're 70 years old, and you've like seen so many things already.
What do you mean, 28-year-old young lady?
Yeah, 28. So sorry. Did I say 70? You see, that one is I forget. Yeah, okay, 28.
Right, next rapid fire question. Who's a younger Malaysian actor or actress you find exciting right now?
Okay, again, quite a few, but okay, I must mention there's this girl. I think she was in this. I think she is. She's in this movie called Malam Terlarang. Something.
Oh yeah, the
Sasha. Yes, Sophia
Sophia
Jane.
Jane
Yeah.
movie,
Sasha Abdul.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's the one that
very
plays
prominent. The daughter. The daughter. Yeah.
Yes.
Not the dead one. The one who.
Don't reveal. Don't say in
no,
case you haven't watched Malam Terlarang.
No, it's said already. It's already
Okay.
said that that she's going to look for what happened.
Right.
Yeah, and another very very interesting actor apart from Zafrin, who I mentioned in the one in Tiger Stripes.
Tiger Stripes, yep.
Mia Firdaus. Mia Firdaus is somebody who also is very trained in theatre. She's also a dancer,
Right.
traditional and contemporary,
Right.
who happens to be the granddaughter of Fauzia Nawi.
Oh.
Yeah, right. Yeah, but this Mia Firdaus.
Another cikgu.
Yes, another cikgu. Yeah, amazing woman, that one.
Wow.
Yeah, so Mia is very, very talented.
All these
She's
actors
amazing.
that have just been mentioned, stamp of approval there already. Last rapid fire question: the best advice you've ever received from a director?
Oh, my director, the late Mustafa Noor, told me, Fatih, go and do dance, because with dance you learn how to control your body more. Because at the time I was like, what dance? Don't want, I cannot dance. So
Yeah.
he made me that, and not just dance, traditional Malay dance.
And you did it.
I had to.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's
yeah.
another side of you.
Yeah, so that was so lovely. So yeah, and through that I got to dance in London and Berlin. And, dance drama. And yes, although initially I was like, ayo, I felt like a little dumpling dancing next to this woman, the late Sharifah Mahani, who's like, she floats. I tell you, Terry,
Wow.
she floats. She doesn't fight the music. I will go like, dang, tang. I will fight the. They said, no, don't fight the tang. You can get tang, and then you can.
Don't fight the tang.
Don't fight the beat. Don't fight the
catchphrase.
the gong. Don't fight the gong, whatever.
You need to turn that into a t-shirt.
My
Don't fight the tang. Absolutely.
Yeah, but it helped. Then I realized, so this director, the late Mustafa Noor,
Yeah. Learn that.
really said, go and learn dance or anything to do with your body movement to make you a better actor, because then you understand your body more.
Nice.
And thank you, Mus.
Final question we ask all of our guests. If you had the opportunity to make one change as Prime Minister of Malaysia for a day,
Ayo,
what would it be and why?
one change. Not something new, eh?
It can be something new.
Something
It
new.
can be something new, yeah. Like something you'd like to implement.
So naughty, yeah?
something we can actually
Yeah. I want, okay, one of the many things.
Yeah.
Oh, you're not changed for something new. Okay.
Can, yeah.
For our lawmakers to actually go down and use the public transport systems. Go to hospitals, at the hospital kerajaan, and wait for 10 hours. And, just basic things before you make laws. Then you can find out, okay, so this is what the people are actually going through. Yeah. You cannot make laws from up there, lah.
Right.
From where you have everything.
Be one of us.
You be one of us, lah. You go down, lah. Okay, floods and all that. Yeah, and every year, that same place is flooded.
When do we start looking for your campaign manager?
Oh, I tell you, come, let's go. Like even like places in Sabah and Sarawak until today, tak ada electricity, tak ada.
We definitely do not have enough time, Auntie Fatih, to talk to you. We needed more time.
Okay lah, never mind.
So we need to make another booking, kan? So that we can...
No, but thank you for having me, lah.
No, thank you for joining us. It's been such a pleasure having you here with us. And thank you for being you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Right. This has been another episode of Live Confessions, and we will see you in the next one here on Shock.